What's going on, everybody? I am Seth with Hoshizaki, and today I am very excited to introduce to you our new brand and line, Valiance by Hoshizaki, which is focused on delivering value to the customer. Now, we're going to be launching with 10 SKUs. We're going to have 1 and 2 section uprights available in both refrigerator and freezer formats. We are going to have 27 and 48 inch undercounters as refrigerator and freezer, and we're also going to have 27 and 48 inch sandwich prep tables. So there'll be 10 SKUs that we are launching with, and even though this is a value line, it is packed with features and benefits, and I'm going to show you those today. So let's dive right in. Now, right out of the gate, I want to talk about our warranty, which is very strong for this class of product. So it's a 3, 4, 5 warranty, and that means 3 years on labor, 4 years on parts, and 5 years on the compressor. Now, in terms of exterior construction, you can see that this is stainless steel on the doors and on the front. You do have the digital controller up here, which of course you can set temperature, but let's take a look on the inside. So I want to mention on the doors on these are stay open if you go past 90 degrees. So when you're loading the refrigerator, that's a nice feature to have. And they are self-closing if you're inside 90. So if you're inside 90, they close on their own. Beyond that, they stay open. Now let's take a look at the interior here. So on the inside, probably the first thing that you're going to notice is the sheer amount of ducting that you'll see on the rear wall. And that's for a very specific reason. There are 16 sections of those on the way down, 8 across and 3 in each section. So there is a ton of ducting, and the reason that we have done that is to accommodate tray pans. This unit is deep enough that tray pans will fit here, and we will have a tray pan accessory that can hold up to 16 tray pans per section. But what happens with these tray pans is as you load these up in the refrigerator, you know, when you're using just your standard refrigerator and everything's kind of open, the airflow is just fine. But on a lot of units, when you put tray pans in, you start to stack them, 3 inches apart, you get a lot of blockages and a lot of things that get in the way of the airflow. And so we have this ducting all throughout so that even as you put tray pans every 2 or 3 inches, you're gonna have airflow that can get between those sections and keep all of the food at food safe temperatures and keep everything nice and cold. Now, as I'm looking at this, I'll talk briefly about our shelves as well. So the shelves do have product stops on the front so that if you've got food, it's not gonna roll off the front here. And these are heavy duty shelves. They will actually hold 180 pounds per shelf, which is a very high rating. In terms of interior construction here, we've got stainless steel on the bottom, and then it is aluminum on the sidewalls, the rear, and on the ceiling. Some additional features that we have are LED lighting. So no incandescent here. We've got LED lighting across the top. Locks come standard, 1 lock for each section as well. And then while I'm down there, I do want to call out that this is a bottom mount refrigerator. And so that means, you can access the compressor and everything for cleaning from down there, but you are able to store stuff on the top. And so the top is covered. And so you can put boxes and plates and extra things up there and store things at the top of your refrigerator. All of our uprights and our undercounters are ENERGY STAR certified as well. Another feature that I wanted to highlight here is that the doors are field reversible. And so they are field reversible without a kit. So you can order this unit. If you need to switch the hinge from the left to the right side, you can do so without needing a kit. You can just do that right there in the field. So, people will get 2 of the 1 sections and put them side by side, and then you want to have the doors open out the way that they do on the 2. You're able to do that with the field reversible doors. A couple other features I want to highlight. We do have magnetic gaskets to help hold the door shut, keep everything nice and sealed, keep that good cold air inside. But I also want to highlight, we have hot gas condensate removal on this mullion here. And so that's going to prevent sweating and things like that from forming on the unit, keep everything nice and dry. We also have timer initiated and time or temperature terminated automatic defrost on the evaporator, which is going to keep everything running nice and smooth for years to come. All right, another feature that I want to call out here is our easy maintenance stay clean condenser. And so you can see that the spacing here of these wires is a lot further apart than it might be on others on that sort of fin style condenser. And what that means is dust and flour and things like that are flying around through a kitchen are not going to get stuck in here as bad as they do on those fin style condensers. And even when something does get in here, it's much easier to access with a brush because of this open style spacing. And so what that means for you is it's going to stay clean longer and it's easier to take care of. I also want to highlight that behind here, back in the back, we've got an evaporator tray that has hot gas condensate removal, and we also have some wicking filters in there. And the purpose of that is that's going to keep all of that moisture and any water that happens to get down to the bottom in that pan and there and not on your floor in the kitchen. All right, so we talked about our uprights. Now I want to talk about our prep table. So sitting right here beside me is our 48-inch prep table. We also have this available in a 27-inch side. I want to take you through some of the features and benefits of this. So right away, you'll notice that this is stainless steel on the exterior. So stainless steel doors, sides, table, rail and hood components. So stainless steel all the way around on the exterior, except for the rear, which is aluminum. Now up top here, we've got our rail section. The 48 is gonna come standard with 12 bins, and the 27 is gonna come standard with 8. They do have locking divider bars that come with this. So I'll show you those now. So locking divider bars. And of course, you can configure this for different types of pans and bins, however you would like to. So the 48 does come standard with 12 of the 1/6 size pans, and the 27 is going to come standard with 8 of the 1/6 size pans. But you can configure this rail section really with whatever configuration you like, so long as everything fits. All right, now I want to talk a little bit about how this unit works. So first and foremost here, like I said, you've got the 12 bins, and they've got the interlocking divider bars. And so the divider bars here, they've got these folded notches, and then on the crossbar, you've got the hole. And so they interlock like this so that everything isn't sliding around, which kind of holds everything nice and neat in place. But in terms of the airflow on this unit, all of the cold air originates up here. And so you've got this rear ducted airflow that goes all the way from the right side to the left side, and it flows across the bottom of these bins. It flows across the bottom, and then in the front of this wall, right here where my hand is, it actually has venting, and it goes down into the cabinet. And so this is the hardest working section of the refrigeration unit. It's a lot easier to maintain temperature down here in the cabinet, but when you're in service and you've got this open and you've got a bunch of different foods, you know, kind of spread throughout the rail, this is the section that's difficult to keep cold. And so we have designed this unit so that all of the airflow originates up here, flows evenly across the bottom of all 12 pans, and then goes down into the cabinet, which helps to keep things nice and at food safe temperatures, and to keep the food here and in the cabinet nice and cold. Now, one thing I didn't mention before, but this will only fit with a 4-inch deep pan. And so this section is shallow so that we can maximize the capacity of the cabinet underneath. And so this does not accommodate 6-inch or 8-inch deep size pans. It only works with the 4-inch deep pans and bins that come with it. Now, you can, of course, keep the plastic bins that it comes with or replace it with some stainless bins or whatever you may have. They just need to be 4 inches deep. All right, next I want to talk about this cutting board. Now this is a 12-inch cutting board, which is a couple inches deeper than a lot of prep tables out there. But one of my favorite features of this is you'll notice there's no edge containment here. There's no bracket on the edge, there's no bracket on the side, no bracket on the front. Nothing that's going to catch one of my belt loops as I'm walking by, and yet it's still firmly locked in place. And that is because we've got the holes on the bottom, we've got these little tabs on either side, and we've got the locator hole, which kind of help to keep it firmly positioned where it's supposed to be without having one of those brackets that you can get caught on something while you're walking through the kitchen. All right, now I want to talk about the cabinet feature of our sandwich prep unit. So first, starting with the door, it's got all the same features as our upright. So it's stay open beyond 90 degrees. It is self-close inside 90 degrees. We do have the raised door liner here as well to kind of protect against things with the gasket. And then it's also an easy remove gasket, so it's easy to clean, easy to remove, easy to replace. And then of course it is magnetic gasket as well, and so it holds everything nice and tight and sealed. So I want to show you the inside of the cabinet section now. So here on the inside, we've got, it's an aluminum interior. And so you've got aluminum on the rear walls, on the sides, on the top and on the back, and then you've got stainless on the bottom. It does come with one shelf per section. So it comes standard with one shelf on either side, one shelf per section. And then back here on this rear wall, you'll notice the controller. So that goes from 0 to 9. And so you can set this unit to be colder or warmer, whatever it is that you need. And again, remember that that cold air temperature is gonna originate up here in the refrigerated rail section. And so that's really the food that you're gonna be focused on in terms of kind of tweaking things for the temperature that's right for your operation. Okay, so down here from this view, you're able to see the venting that I was talking about earlier. And so again, the cold air starts up here in the refrigerated bin rail section. And then these holes and vents are what allow it to get the cold air down into this cabinet section. And so as you're adjusting this temperature knob. You spin it, 9 is coldest, 0 is warmest. As you adjust that, you're focused on the temperature you want to keep up here in the rail. And then the cold air is going to come through here, and with the doors shut and everything, it's going to keep a nice cold temperature in your cabinet. And that kind of keeps everything consistent, whether you have food, down here on the shelf or up here in the rail.
We hope you found this video helpful. For additional information on Valiance and our other lines, check out our website, hoshizakiamerica.com, where you can find manuals, spec sheets, and more. And keep an eye out for more helpful videos here. Stay cool, everybody.